This is okay. So, ready? Welcome to the SYWB podcast, where we don't suck this week. We don't
I
suck the
know.
big one. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Jason.
We haven't done that in a long
Yeah, I
time.
know. And funny how you say that because I can't see the light anymore in the camera.
Which light?
When you focus on me,
Oh,
the camera
what's
doesn't
in
have
your
the
way?
light.
What's in your way?
No. I'm talking about the red light. You know how when the camera's supposed to focus on us, the red light will come on? Shit. You probably should have kept it alone.
All right, let's start from scratch. No, well, whatever. I'll just cut to it. All right. So last week was literally our worst episode ever.
So, to those who don't know, we do have. Wait, is it recording or no?
Yes. Check. There's a huge delay on mine.
Yeah.
What
So,
the
is it.
fuck?
Well, how about my end?
Okay, real quick. Mine is the only wired connection in this. That camera is, or that audio is wireless. That audio is wireless this week. This is the only wired, and it's a huge delay.
Yeah, check the cables. Make sure they're all plugged in correctly. That's too funny. Last week, it was the wireless cables that got all up. Oh, yeah.
So the issue last week with his wireless was that I had filters on that weren't supposed to be on, so it f***ed up his audio. My fault. His cable got loose last week, which was, I guess, I don't know whose fault it was, not mine.
I don't know. Whoever set it up. I'm just kidding. All right.
I'm gonna say it's okay now and then kill myself later.
Yeah. That's a family joke right there, guys.
Oh, family friendly.
Yeah.
That you meant like something else.
Family Guy, I guess. I don't know.
Technically.
All
right, so- Damn, hold on. Welcome to the Paranoid About Technology podcast, where we talk about nothing and then act like we do.
Yep. Praying that everything stays working for the next hour.
Speaking of hour. All right.
Yeah.
Oof, God.
I know.
Okay. Do you work today?
Yeah, but that's later. Doesn't matter. Yep. We are praying that everything works right now.
Let me set the record straight. It's all my fault. I am the producer of this podcast, no matter how much Deep Dish wants to say he is. He can't defend himself this week because he's not here, so I get to say whatever I want.
That is a good point. Yeah.
Good point. So, I've been for the first 10 episodes, let's say, I treated this like a production that I normally do. Did everything well, checked everything up. It's all good. The last 9, been a little off kilter. So I'm trying to get back in the loop. You know, I got 2 weeks off of work now. By the way, first day of the 2
Oh
weeks.
yeah, first day off.
16 days.
Yay.
Yay,
Like clap.
16 days. Go away, money. Go away. We don't need you here, money. Go away.
I know. Yeah, literally one paycheck. You're not getting a paycheck.
It's not that bad. I actually said we got paid. I got paid yesterday, so it's an exact 2 weeks. So I'm fine.
That's good.
Last week was so bad.
I know we both said we were waiting for something to say.
No, I was trying to think of something. I was trying to think of the way I wanted to say it. I never want that to happen again. We are in episode 20 of this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Some would say it's significant. I don't think so. I think 22 is gonna be our most significant. If I can look up that statistic again, like I think it was like 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 21 or something like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was like 90 don't even make it past like 2 episodes.
What was it? It was like
and then it was like 70 or like 50% don't make it past
some number. I think it's 1% of podcasts go past 21.
Oh, okay. That
That's
could be
what it
it.
was.
That could be it. Yeah. Well, being that 1% case.
And I think it was like there was like 4 million podcasts today, but then 90% of them. There was some metrics. I don't know. I'll look it up.
The point being,
So
we
he's
want to be that
wireless this
1%.
week. I'm wired. I'm delayed. This is Jason. This is the podcast we're finally starting after 12 minutes. Where the first 12 minutes don't matter.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Like I said, it's just the two of us right now, and we're making sure that
Oh yeah,
everything in that equipment works.
skeleton
Yeah.
crew. So this is more of the beginning of this was like a test. So I
Yeah.
guess the first 12 minutes will be on Patreon. Which, by the
Yeah.
way, this week, my week off, I promised I'm gonna set the Patreon up. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna render out. So my plan is I'm gonna render out all of. Still have all the original files for all the podcasts. And the first one we just recorded to the cameras because I didn't have this whole setup. So it's a big file, big files. I think I recorded in 4K too.
And you know what would be the best web browser for this? Sponsored? No, I'm just
No, no,
kidding.
no. That's gonna be bleeped now. What the hell? I want to get them as a sponsor. You use them?
Yeah, so I used them recently. I got tired of using Chrome and Safari.
No, yeah.
It
I
kept
started.
crashing my phone for some reason whenever I try to look up Elden facts.
It would crash. I've never had
Yeah,
anything crash on the phone
yeah, I
since
know.
like
I don't
middle
know what's
school.
going on. I know it's such a stupid delay.
I've been using GX for a year and a half now. It's the best. This is not an advertisement.
It is not, but it is surprisingly amazing.
I'm gonna
I'm
email
really
them now.
happy with
I'm gonna
them.
email them, ask me for an
I
advertisement.
really, really do like them.
I do.
Yeah. Also, they got the medieval
There we go.
wallpaper, and I'm not gonna lie, I love it.
They have a bunch of different wallpapers.
I know. I
Why
should
are we
look
doing
into
an ad?
Monster Hunter stuff. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about actual stuff.
Okay,
Okay.
so next week we're gonna be on location for this
Mm-hmm.
podcast. We're gonna have 2 wireless, which is another reason I'm checking this up.
Yes, just to make sure this works.
I'm gonna take that microphone with me today. Don't let me forget because I'm getting a second one of those delivered today. The wireless
Yeah.
setup. So don't let me forget to take that mic so I can test them at my house. Yeah.
You got it. Yep.
All right. I'm not. We're not. We haven't talked about anything for the first 5 minutes. Let's get into
I
it.
know we did
A
an
lot happened this
ad
week.
and we were updating everyone.
So like I said, I'm off for 2 weeks. So you're gonna have to. The next
Nope.
week, the next 2 weeks podcast is gonna be what?
Oh, nothing. I don't know why it like reconnected itself.
Next 2 weeks podcast is gonna be like. There's a lot of wireless signal going on. It might be messing with your
Mm-hmm.
signal.
It's fine as long as everything still works from start. And then I know you said you're thinking 2 weeks.
Yeah. So I was gonna
You're,
say I'm taking 2 weeks off. So the next 2 weeks of this podcast is gonna be you telling me what's happened.
yeah, I
Make sure to take
know.
all the notes because I got nothing.
I know, and it sucks too because literally this whole week has been super slow. I already checked ahead from yesterday, and there's like very minimal reservations.
And now you know why I took these 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
Why I chose these two.
yeah. I part of me wish I took it a couple of days longer, but it happens. On my end, I will say this though. Fuck people who make reservations and don't show up. That's all I can say.
All right, go off, Jason.
So this happened twice, believe it or not. This actually happened yesterday. You okay?
She was annoyed by your voice.
I guess so. Alright, that's fine. She has a whole couch to herself now. So last episode was it? I think. Yeah, the last episode we just did. I went to work because I couldn't get the day off, and they said to make it up for me, they're gonna give me an 8 top, which means I get gratuity onto it. Apparently, they're big spenders. They like that stuff. Anyways, they love coming here, which I felt like was a lie. And I felt like it was more a lie when I actually went to the host station and I looked it up. And apparently they have canceled like 3 times and has done like 2 other no-shows. So I was like, this is going to be a fun
And
time.
that's the one they decided to give to you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So the scheduled was at 7 o'clock, which meant that I was there at 4. I waited for them, 4, 5, 6, almost 3 hours. Got no tables because I was waiting for that 8-top. And then at 6:59, I got a call saying they canceled.
This was yesterday?
This was last week.
Last week.
And so they gave me the last table that they can give me before they cut me, which was nice, which I guess was okay on their end because they're like, oh, we just want to eat something fast and go home. So I was like, all right, perfect. It was like 30 minutes to get everything ready. But a waste of a day.
Yeah, me and Deep Dish both expected you to be cut off that day. Called out that day because it was so slow.
Yeah, and I understand the manager's point of view of it because obviously you don't want to run the risk of
What happened last night?
over-encumbered. And then with last night, I had the same thing kind of happen. It was a company event too. That's what aggravated me. Look, it was people who actually work in the restaurant
Oh,
business, who work in the corporate side of restaurants, who made a reservation for 10 tops.
well, real
So,
quick, they made a reservation the day of. It was not like a morning. It was like at the night of, like the afternoon, like 6 p.m., 5 p.m. They made a reservation for 9 p.m. 10 people. And we closed at 10 last night, and they knew that.
mm, yeah, that's what aggravated me too. But the thing about them was that when I found that out, there was like a corporate kind of thing. I was like, okay, well, I really gotta rush through this, because I already had 6 other tables, and all of them, it was essentially quadruple sat. There was no way to fix it because everyone was like, "Oh, give me 5 minutes, give me 10 minutes." I'm like, "Fuck you! You're now in line with 3 other
For
tables,
7 minutes, gonna
and
bleep
now
that.
you have to wait a little longer." Um, but yeah, so try my best to get through all that. Trying to get them to the dessert service, so
Oh,
I
I
can
forgot to bring the clip.
I can call it quits, or call it at the end for them.
Damn it.
Only to be told at what, like 8:56, I think. They're like, "Oh, they're not coming." So essentially, I
Yeah,
rushed my tables, made sure to get their foods so I can focus on a party, only to be told that the party wasn't there.
it was literally like 10 minutes before the 9 o'clock. They just, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, forget about it.
Yeah, they're like, "No, I'm not hungry anymore.
I don't
I
know,
need
but
to
they
go
probably
home."
found a better restaurant.
Probably the jackasses. But that's my pet peeve about it.
This
That's
week,
also the
yeah.
one thing I love and like hate about the
Do you have a
food
question for the
service.
audience for this one?
Yeah, of course I do. My question, actually, I guess is for the people in general. Do you guys feel bad when you cancel a service?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because like I know in the long run it really doesn't affect you guys in a way. It does affect us the most because I understand like, oh yeah, you just want the money. I'm like, well yeah, that's kind of the whole point. It's a service we provide, in return we get a money. The more people we come in, we get a gratuity out of
That's
it.
the job, yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's like, we're not really yelling at you for 20% anymore. We're getting 18%. The whole point now is to give you the best service we can give.
I felt bad when I had at the restaurant that I work at when I went to eat there, and I moved the reservation like 30 minutes in, 30 minutes later. I felt bad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Totally can't. Well, I mean, it was a small reservation, so totally canceling. I don't think it would be like it was just two of us. I don't think totally canceling that would be a big issue for me. But even just like moving it later, I felt worse about that than canceling it because I like to spend time there. I like to sit and eat and spend a lot of time. So to
Yeah,
to get there at 8 o'clock when we close at 9.
and this was the thing I kind of wonder. Like, I understand everybody's on the majority on this. Like, no one wants to go to places when they're closing up because you're not gonna get the best service.
Lots of people do.
Yeah, but lots of people still do, and they expect to provide excellent service. Um, as a server, do you guys give up on that table as a last table? Because I have noticed that there are some people in the service who are like still, who tries to give them everything they can. But I mean, like everyone's trying to leave, it's closing. They're not gonna have everything, and you can't control a staff of what, almost 8 people. We're talking about bartenders and cooks trying to keep them in. That's
10.
that's not how that works.
So for me, that's where I differ from a lot of people. I a customer that comes in at 9 o'clock should be treated the same as one that comes in at 4 p.m.
Yeah, and I understand you should treat them the same, but that becomes a bit harder again because you're talking about the back of staff, those
Oh,
who
yeah, they
are
don't care at all.
technically done, yeah, and they
They don't
don't
care at all.
care. So it is harder to kind of keep a line open for them when everyone's like, okay, we close up, bye.
Yeah, there was an issue for weeks, and now he's not there anymore. The main guy who was starting this issue, he would throw he would throw away. So we have mashed potatoes on the menu.
Yeah, go
Spoiler.
figure, right? Yeah.
Um, 8:59, he would throw away the mashed potatoes. If say we close at 9, and I'd be like, "Dude, what do you do? We still have 3 tables. Why? What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, you needed them? I don't know if we need them. I don't know yet. We still have 3 tables I need to order."
Yeah.
And, like the kitchen, that's the thing. And I said that to him 2 weeks in a row. The kitchen doesn't close at 9. The reservations stop at 9, and they did not understand that. They think restaurants close at 9. Kitchens close at 9. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
The
Well,
reservations end at 9. The kitchen close should like 9:30, 9:40 is when really the kitchen closes, and then the dessert stays open even later if we close at 9 again.
yeah, and that's also the big problem when it comes to the back of house and stuff. And I mean, we can't step into that because We're
No,
not
yeah.
in any control of that. But yes, that is true. When it comes to that, a lot of the cooks try to leave because when it's closed, it's closed. It's about finishing all their side work so they can get the hell out of
Yeah.
here at the
To be
quickest
fair,
time.
it is the newer cooks. Like he's gone because he was here for maybe 2 months, 2 months, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the newer people who are trying to leave real fast. People who have been here forever know what's up, and they
Yeah.
majoritively.
Yeah, and that's also why I always kind of want to question, like, how good are you guys getting paid? Because it is a lot you're asking someone to be like, not only is your shift done, not only is your side work done, but you kind of have to do like a family close essentially. Everyone has to leave at the same time,
They
and
always
they
do
kind
that.
of do leave in bulks, you know.
They always do that. The back of house always has family clothes,
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there are still some of those who, like you said, like some
except
of
for
the
dish
newer
pits.
ones who are trying to leave. Dish, oh yeah, dish pit, yeah,
Sometimes they stay later,
dish pits would rather stay later, or
but
dish pit
often
would try to
often they'll
leave
help.
early.
Often they'll help out with the dishes.
Yeah,
Everybody, including me.
you're not gonna see me back there. I already did
Mm.
my time. I'm not going fucking back there again.
Oh, hold on, I gotta send a text now. So I
Okay, it's me
somebody who
time now.
somebody who's really bad at worse at texting than Jason has
He
finally
says that
answered
even though
me.
he never texts me.
Text you. I says I'm here.
Yeah, and what did I respond? Nothing.
Let's see. My last text to you is
And I just say okay.
I'm outside. You didn't answer.
No, it says okay.
On the way. Okay. What's your
Yeah.
ETA? And then me telling you that I'm gonna be late.
Yep. Gonna be an hour late.
Probably get there closer to 10:30. Okay.
He got here at 11.
Hey Jay, I sent you this huge paragraph, and you just say okay, and I say thanks. To be fair, it's okay AY.
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, what paragraph was that?
the one where I asked you to do some of the work. I'm outside. Okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah, I got you those aprons. Yeah.
for those things I don't expect a bigger text. I just
Yeah, because I'm at work. I don't expect anything.
oh, your AirPods are now connected to my phone as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna play some
That's not
porn.
good. Let's not do that now.
Hold on, I don't have any
That'll
set
be
up.
disgusting.
I have to find the porn. Hold on.
Oh,
So can you hear this?
okay.
No, it's
No,
not working. It's the end of
it's
mine.
only paired to one thing, but
Damn it. So can you still hear us?
yeah, I can still hear
Okay.
you guys. Don't worry. All right. And so for the next one, what were we talking about again? Oh yeah, the kitchen. Um, we actually had this similar experience. Someone, I wouldn't say they choked, but it was weird that he got affected by it a lot. So for yesterday, one of our servers got a big party. I think it was a 14, 15 top, I think.
All right, you tell this one, and I'll tell the other story about it.
Yeah. And so for us, when we're told when we have a party of 8 or more or 6 or more, we're supposed to use the new hold system. Every server has done this before, but our operating system never actually had it implemented until recently. So for some reason, he did everything right. He put it all on hold, and then for some reason, the cooks were just kind of berating him, telling him to put it on fire, set it fire, so that
When they
they can
just got
start
their
cooking it when
appetizers.
they just got the order.
Appetizers.
And for some reason, he just caved and did it.
Yeah.
He said it all. He just said, "Fine, fuck it, fire, table number, and all that." Even though the whole table themselves just got their appetizers, they're only about halfway through. So I like it was just weird on my part because as a server, they don't impact you on that kind of stuff. The only cooks impact you is the finishing product, which is the food.
Mm.
So I found it weird that he kind of just croaked and just said, "Fuck it, fine, fire."
And he does.
And
He this
then
the second day this week that he's done that. He did the other day too. Same guy, same cook was like poking him with a stick.
yeah, and I'm like, that's kind of weird though, because even a silver, I don't. It doesn't matter how sensitive you are. When you're at the work, you just have thick skin. That's all the way through. So it's weird for him to like poke him and then almost cost him his tip. I understand that it was gratuity, but still.
You be left on top as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the
It's a
whole
business
point.
thing, so oftentimes they leave stuff on top.
Yeah, that's really good. It was just one of those weird things that kind of come up and you're just like, why'd you let him get to you like that? Like, and so what's your story?
Mine's so much fun. So the guy, same guy, same night. He let's see how I'm gonna tell this. So I was training somebody yesterday for my
Oh, that's
position
right.
because I'm out for 2 weeks, and they decided to hire him yesterday. And so it got really busy for one assistant. It got really busy. So I was rushing around doing. I think I handled it pretty well all day. Um, I was behind for a minute, but by the time I was behind, no new customers were coming in. So the tables that weren't set, they weren't dirty. They just weren't set. Were not missed. So I think I did all right for one person. For that many guests. Uh,
So stupid.
and so I was not really paying attention as well as I could have to everything. And one table had left this waiter cash tip, and whenever there's a cash tip, and first of all, when I walked to the table, it was kind of like open, and the cash was just like kind of everywhere. I was like, that's weird. So I actually had to touch it and pick it up and put it in, which is unusual. Um, so every time, in order to like remove liability and all this stuff, I close it up, put it down, put the light on top of it from the table, or like the salt shaker, and I walk to the waiter waitress and say, "Hey, there's cash on this table," so they know. I don't, and I never. There's very few times where I look at the receipt to see if they got a tip or stuff. Just because it's my business, but it's not my business, you know. So
I
I
look
don't
all
read
the
those
time.
for others.
Yeah, I look at him. I'm like, man, fuck you, and walk away.
Um,
This made me more money than me.
so wait, do you know the end of the story, or did you not ever figure it out?
No, just tell me.
So you did find out, damn.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll tell the audience. So I'll tell deep dish then. So they leave this money on the table, cash. Like 3 hours go by. I think it's already past close at this point. And the waiter finally, I don't know how it takes him. I don't for this. Okay, whatever. I'll go back to that. But he opens the bill, and as far as he knew, they hadn't actually paid yet. He assumed they left the cash for the whole bill, but it was a $200 bill, and they left $25 cash.
Mm, I was there for that. I was shocked. I
So,
saw that whole thing.
hit the wrong button. So me and Jason were standing there, and he started going off and being so upset because he said like that 200 was like his whole night. He would have had to pay it back because waiter's responsible for walked out tables. I believe, right?
Yeah, they are responsible for walkouts, which I think is kind of fucked up because not only are you responsible for it, you get written up for it too.
It depends on the situation. Some people haven't been written up before,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
anyway,
I know. Yeah, but it is one of those rules that's like, implemented.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
obviously you're
So they
gonna
can.
yeah. So they can't. So yeah, a manager really can be like, oh man, that sucks for you, bro. He's your third
Beep.
right eye. Yeah, you're getting fired now. And I'm like, man, fuck you.
Man, you've been FUing people
Oh
all day
yeah,
today.
sorry.
You're upset today. So he
It's a
started.
very angry episode.
It's a very angry person. He started going off and off and off about like he just got so much anger, vitriol. I hope I used that word right. I should Google that before I edit this podcast.
Put the definition in the middle.
The definition it's right there. It's in the AI wall. Um, and oh my god, so should I even say what he said?
Oh,
He used a term that I think may have been offensive, but Jason here thinks was fine or was like all right with context. I'm not gonna say it. It wasn't an
yeah.
actual slur,
We're not gonna say. We're just gonna put it on the bottom here. You should just zoom
and it's
in.
gonna be blurred
Zoom
out.
in on the phone so you can see it.
And it's
Oh,
gonna be blurred out. It's right here.
it's
I
gonna
wrote it
blur it
down.
out. Yeah.
It starts with an N, and it ends with no. I'm just kidding.
Dude, wait, hey yo. There was 2 G's, I think.
No, no, it wasn't an actual slur. He just got angry. So someone stole $200 from him. Well, not from him, but from the restaurant, and however much
Yeah.
from
Well,
him.
technically, it was from because he had to pay it.
Oh
So
yeah,
essentially, it was from him.
it's okay. So too much switching this episode.
Hmm.
Running around, all angry, still having to deal with this table. It's the big part of the still there, and he's not a very he's not that controlling of his emotions in general.
Yeah,
And
no,
so when something goes off,
he's very emotional. You can't keep it in check.
I think it's like I'm not gonna speculate. Never mind.
Yeah.
Turns out they did pay, and they paid in cash. Where did the money go? Remember how I said it was open on the table, and
Hmm.
anyone could have walked by and taken whatever money they wanted?
I know that's what aggravates me.
That didn't happen. They the manager forgot to tell them that they paid in cash,
Yeah, apparently
and
they had a lot of big bills, so they just asked the manager for change and to pay the rest of it.
yeah, because they didn't want to leave that much cash on the table, so they left the tip of
Of ones too.
I said 25, but whatever number it was. Um,
I think it might have been 25. I think. I don't think it was a lot. The thing that got me, on a side note, the thing that got me is that it was all ones. I
I think
feel like,
there's 1 5 in there.
yeah, still though, it's like they asked for it. I was like, is there any way you can get like a 20 in ones?
What's the song?
What,
Somebody come get her.
oh, she did. I was like, what'd you say the first time? I was like, there's no rhythm. I didn't know what words you were saying.
Yeah, so he walked because he had to tell the manager, "Oh man, these people stole something from the restaurant," and the manager's
Mhm.
like, "Oh no, they paid." He was like,
Oh yeah, that's why he was
"Excuse
very,
me?"
yeah, he was nonchalant about it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I forgot to mention. I'm like, man, you
Three
had this
hours
man
later.
almost had an anger tantrum for a second.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
I,
already. It's kind of like trying to teach an old dog not to pee on your couch. It's a little late. It's a little late for like I. In my head, people can still change their like how they act, how they react to stuff. Because I do sometimes. Like my natural reaction, I
what
sometimes wait. And I'm like, I shouldn't do that.
yeah, no,
But apparently, people don't have filters like I thought most people did.
I don't want to say the filter thing. I would probably say it is just chalk it up to old times. Yes, you can still kind of teach them the new rules and teach them how some of these words are. But again, with words, they're kind of, I want to say opinionated, no, but the definition for them is still kind
Socially
of too
changing.
broad. It actually is. Yeah, that's
But
actually
again,
good
I
term.
wasn't focusing on the
A
words.
lot
It
of it
was. I
was
don't
very
want to.
socially broad.
I want to make this clear. It was not like a slur or anything, or like it was slightly derogatory. I wouldn't have used it for that situation.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. It's just what, yeah, it is one of those old school words, you know. There was no letter ends in it at all.
there
Don't
was no
worry.
ends.
There was no ends in it. There was no hard R's either. None of
No, there
that.
was
None
no.
of that.
What's another one? There was no K's either.
Yeah. There was no triple K's out of nowhere.
That's not what I meant. Triple
Is that,
K's, Jason. Oh my god.
I'm thinking of so much fucked up stuff right now. I can't say them. Okay.
Go on. We can believe it.
um,
Patreon, pay for it.
Patreon play for it. Yeah. We edit this out.
Yeah.
Oh
I could cut
yeah.
it out.
Mm,
And then yesterday, I'm gonna leave this in the Patreon. Yesterday, he said another crack joke.
you did.
Yeah, he walked by the guests because he was going to smoke a cigarette. Same waiter. He was going to smoke a cigarette, and they were all
Oh,
leaving.
that's
And
right.
he's like, oh man, I'm about to go. He said, hey, he said, hey, you're good to start setting up for me. I'm gonna go smoke some crack. I mean cigarettes. And he started laughing. So I knew it was a joke. Obviously, he doesn't. But then he said it with the guests around, and everyone was like, "What?"
Yeah, I know. It's so weird. He's been doing this job for so long, yet like I feel like he's too odd in his formula sometimes. You know.
Yeah, that just has to do with like people think things are funny because they're funny to them, but comedy, like general comedy, has a flow, rhythm, and steps
Mm,
to make it funny for the majority, if not everybody.
yes.
So when you say jokes for yourself, like Deep Dish, that one episode, when you say joke for yourself, sorry, he's not here to defend himself. You have to like it will not be majoritively funny usually.
Yeah, because again, a comedy itself, the whole perspective is that it is subjective. You kind of have to understand where the flow is in every room, and also, yeah, the place matters too. You know, that's why comedy clubs are what they are. They're comedy clubs. You're walking in expecting to have a good laugh.
So
On what you don't even know exactly on what you don't know, but if you're gonna laugh, you're gonna laugh there. one way or another, it is hard to almost replicate that in other places. You can make small jokes here and there, and they work. But if you really want to please your audience and make sure your guests are happy and entertained, that's where you're gonna have to figure it out on your own. What is your formula, and how do you make sure you can, flip that switch on a dime to the point that it doesn't matter where you are. It's not always a 100% guarantee giggle or laugh.
Yeah. To be fair, the guest laughed when he said it.
Mm-hmm.
I was
But
just like
yeah,
struck with it.
I know. I was like, why there right in front of them?
All right, that'll be cut to Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a problem, Jason.
Oh,
Another one. Oh my god, this
yeah.
is
I
the
was gonna
second week in
say,
a row.
yeah. It's a lot more problems.
I keep switching too much. That's my first problem. I gotta get off the switcher.
I know. I was thinking about that because I can see it at the corner of my
I
eye.
keep
I'm like,
forgetting
I
that.
keep seeing so many switches. It's funny because
When
you're
did
like
when
you.
did when did Deep Dish become better at this than I did?
I was like, do you want me to get a try? Like, I'm the only one that hasn't even stepped into any of it because I was like, I don't know if I can do the right thing
Next time if
or
you want. There's
yeah,
so
we can
many.
work on it.
We're not gonna be able to have a switcher now. Oh, I wonder how we're gonna do. I think we're gonna do a single cam podcast
It
next
is
week.
gonna be single cam. I'm assuming that we're just gonna be in the middle for it.
But I really like double cam.
I know, but I don't think it's gonna work that way.
I'm gonna see if I can
Unless
set up a
we have a
virtual
grounded
camera.
situation.
I'm gonna see if I can set up a virtual camera on this thing. I'll figure it out. Anyway, I think I have a problem.
Yes, what is the problem this time?
TikTok.
Oh gosh, damn it!
I'm on there way too much.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
I used to think I don't have an addictive personality because like I've smoked cigarettes before, and it didn't stick. I'm just like that.
Oh no, addiction
Enough of that.
isn't like drugs or anything. Addiction is whatever it is that your body grabs that dopamine from.
Yeah. So well, based off of the cigarettes, I thought I didn't have an addictive personality.
For me, it
but
was the
then,
women's. No, she
plural. So
Plural? Plural? I like that. There was more than one. What?
Jason, I thought you were a virgin last week.
A virgin last week. That seemed funny because it sounded like it was a recent thing. I was like, wow, a lot happened in a week.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Women's first time.
Women's.
That's what you said. You didn't remember that?
It's just also fake when you add an S to it. Women's. Wow. Congratulations. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna delete TikTok for these 2 weeks at least.
You are?
Yeah, I'm gonna save my drafts, and then I'm gonna delete the app because when you delete the app, it deletes your drafts, which it might be a problem because I have 6 accounts on there, TikToks. So I'm
No, I
hoping it
think you
keeps
have
me
an
logged
option
in.
on your phone. It says I think it stores the information. I think it gives you the option.
Oh,
You wanna
delete and
the
data?
whole thing, or you can delete and keep data. So when you
Oh.
re-download it, it will just come back. I never tried most of them because when I delete things,
I'll save them anyway and then do that don't delete data option to see how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, because these 2 weeks are so the reason I took 2 weeks off was I know it's the last 2 years it's slow at this restaurant at this time.
Mhm.
B, we have about 12 short films that are not finished editing, and about 3 of them aren't even finished filmed yet. That we
What a
filmed like
shocker.
last year. Shut your mouth. And so these 2 weeks are me to finish editing and finish filming. Finish it. Because it's been way too long. We've only released 2, I think, short films, and one of them I filmed like 3 months ago, and it came out right away. It wasn't even a short film. It was more like it was a desert thing.
Mhm.
Oh, I have an update on that, by the way. But anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna delete TikTok hopefully today because I wake up TikTok. That's how I stay awake. Like I have a time I wake up in the morning, and then I sit on my bed for an hour and a half, 2 hours on TikTok, and then I get up and do stuff
Ooh,
when I
that's
could
not good.
spend the 2 hours doing stuff. But it's like I've made excuses in my head with all this stuff, and like I'm getting I was jogging for like running and jogging for like 3 weeks in a row, and something happened, and I just stopped, and I'm just instead of jogging in the morning, I'm on my TikTok. I just need to, and yeah, I get ideas from TikTok and all this stuff, but it's not like I've been doing that for a year now, 8 months, however long. So it's time to cut it off for at least 2
Mhm.
weeks. Yeah, I've been told in middle school I had a French teacher, and she always said to form a habit, takes about 16 days. No. I can't remember the it was like to form a habit takes like no time at all, but to break a habit takes about 16 days. And I just so happen to have 16 days off. So if you can do something, if you cannot do something for 16 days, give or take. I don't know how real this internet stuff is. I don't know actually where she read it, if it was the internet or not. You know, oh my god, she's still going. She recorded like in a half hour of my speech there.
Oh my gosh. Wasn't that serious, Siri?
Just making sure because I set up Siri in your headphone when you hooked it to my computer.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So yeah, hopefully 16 days is enough to break a habit. Insert Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Just for the Patreon though, because we'll get demonetized on YouTube.
Just start playing the song out of nowhere. Yeah.
I'm breaking the habit tonight.
That's so weird. That's the first time you haven't echoed in the year.
Cause I'm the one at fault.
I don't remember Linkin Park anymore. I haven't heard it in so
What's
long.
the next voice crack? What's the next line? Hold on. Paint on the walls. I'm the one at fault. I'll never start it. I'll never fight again.
I don't remember Linkin Park at all.
This is how it ends.
I remember they were good. That was it.
Totally
forgot.
You scream.
This man's still singing.
Dream. I don't know the words. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know. I get
So
hear it in your ear.
I never listened to Linkin Park, unfortunately. I only have since middle school, which is really when I developed my own music taste. I only had downloaded one song and was breaking the habit. So in middle school, me headphones in through the hallways, rocking out to Breaking the Habit, and that was
gosh.
it. Always way too loud, so now I have hearing issues. By the way, adults were right. Loud music, ears damaged. Who knew? The adults.
Mhm. It adds up.
But so I unfortunately didn't start listening to Linkin Park regularly until after he died.
Yeah.
So I started listening to Linkin Park and getting inspired by them in 2020.
I mean, I feel like that happens to like every
And I think he
person.
died in 2018 or 19. So it was like a year after he died. So it was either if he died in 18, I started in 19. If he died in 19, I started in 20.
Yeah, no, a lot of people really loved him.
So I
They loved their
never
work.
got the chance to go see
He's
him live.
also it was also the Transformer theme back in 2009.
What is it? Oh,
I
damn,
don't
hold
remember
on.
at all.
What I've done.
There you go.
Start again.
Everyone wasn't a huge Linkin Park fan, so
No, they're
I
great,
didn't
man.
matter.
They're really amazing.
They're great. The only album I heard, believe it or not, was the remix with like 50 Cent and with Ludacris, I believe.
Become so numb.
But yeah, no. For me, like with our school, my music was whatever at that point. It was old school music, old school Spanish music. Video game music was part of it too.
I always stay away from video game music because my older brother was into that. I'm like,
What?
my older brother was into video game music and still is, and I was that just turned me off from it. I don't like how he is in general. So everything he tried to do, I was like, yeah, I'm okay. If he's doing it, it's probably a bad idea.
Mhm.
I, you know what? Why not talk about this? I've never talked about this before. Well, not to extent. It has nothing to do with a restaurant, but we're already here, and we need to pad in time because we have no subjects because I feel so bad about last week. I'm just shocked that we're still doing this.
Oh my gosh! Stop bringing it up. Yeah.
The first time I heard either one or two songs, I can't remember which exactly, but I know the one I blame. I don't know if it's true. Keep switching on accident. It was either Dear Agony by Breaking Benjamin or I Will Not Bow by Breaking Benjamin. In middle school. When I heard those, I knew then that's when I wanted to make music. That's when I wanted to write lyrics at least. I still am not good at like actually making the music, but writing lyrics I've done for 15 years. So starting off there, I went to, so it was Breaking Benjamin was really the first my music. Then it was 3 Days Grace was an easy next. Then it was 30 Seconds to Mars, and then it was actually that was it. So that for middle school, through middle school, those are the only 3 bands I listened to, and I would just listen to them over and over and over and over and over again, just their songs over and over and over and over again. And then I would purposefully not discover some of their songs, so I could in like 3 years be like, "Oh, I hadn't heard that one yet. That's cool." Um, because I knew I wanted to write that kind of music, so I wanted to sit in that for 5, 10 years and just listen to that. And obviously, I've never liked listening to the radio. I never like random music has never been fun for me, or Spotify. I don't do any of that stuff. So then in high school, I added Nirvana, and then college, I added Linkin Park. And now there's like other little bits in there, like what is it, Party Rock Anthem. I listened to that so much. I learned one of the dances in middle school to
That was
that.
a very popular song.
You know the SpongeBob dance? That's what it's called. It's called the SpongeBob. I learned that
It is?
in middle school. Well,
Oh,
I don't know which dance you're thinking of, but it's called the SpongeBob. I learned that dance in middle school. I impressed some of the ladies. I remember in middle school. That was fun.
it's good.
Nothing came of that. And
They came
then
from it.
I was too nervous. I didn't know what to do with it. Uh, didn't know what to do with the attention.
It's natural. I feel like a lot of people need to stop fucking thinking about that. It is a natural thing to be nervous.
Yeah, I was in middle
It
school.
is very natural. I know. It's just a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people are trying to get rid of all these like actual butterflies you're supposed to get when doing these or that, or they trying to make a negative out of it. And I'm just like, shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, just
Shut up,
enjoy it.
nerd.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, shut up, nerd. You're not an alpha. Like, you're skinnier than me. What the fuck, bro? Stop trying to act like you some kind of energy,
That's the
bro.
title of the podcast.
Fucking
This is the first time
big dick energy in my ass, bro. You got average size the best. Okay, be happy with your life.
Hold on, phrasing. You
Oh
just
yeah,
said
phrase.
big dick energy in my ass.
Yeah. Oh
That's what you just
yeah.
said. You do you,
No, I didn't add
Jason.
the end part. I
If I'm-
just said my.
Okay, I added the end.
Yeah.
It is the first time you've titled the What is Brittany doing?
I think she got mad.
This is the first time you've titled the podcast, by the way. I've already forgotten it,
Yeah, don't worry.
but I'm gonna list. That's gonna be the title.
Yeah, yeah. By the time you listen to it, you'll be like, "Oh, this is great."
That
You're
was
gonna be like, "This
crazy.
is the best."
Anyway, so I have a point I think to make about this. So, fuck, where was I? When I say those are all I listen to, what I mean like those are all. I would throw in little bits, but those are the only bands that would inspire me to
Yeah, they're go
inspire
to.
me to write in music and do music.
Mhm.
The most recent one is Bo Burnham. He's
Oh wow, I haven't heard from him in
inspired
so
me.
long.
Well, yeah, his thing came out 2 years ago now, almost 2 years. But he was the last one to like add it to the inspiration list.
Oh yeah, no, he's really good at his stuff. He's really phenomenal. Even his early stuff was amazing.
Yeah, I listened to him for a
He had
long
a
time
lot of talent.
before he came out with Inside.
Yep.
I always liked his comedy.
What are you doing?
She just can't get comfortable.
I know she's being so dramatic now.
Oh yeah, one of the reasons I'm late today is because I have a new kitten
Yes, you told me about that. Yeah, the special kitten now.
and
Put a picture in
I'm
the
getting
middle.
it meow.
Yeah.
And I'm getting Brittany didn't like look at
Oh, she didn't like that. She's like, "What the fuck was that meow, man?"
you take a picture of that before she changes her face.
Yeah, to give. She already
Oh,
knows.
she looked away. Meow. That was it.
She knows. She's like,
Meow.
"You got the camera on me."
There we
No,
go. That was it.
oh,
I got it.
okay.
The third she redid the face.
She just side-eyed me.
That was brr. So I'm getting him from a friend. So I'm leaving him with his mother and taking him back and forth
Sure.
and like staying with him for a couple
Yeah, to
hours
get
or a couple
accustomed with
days.
you.
To my other cat as well is the main part. And also to keep him with his mother, up to like 13 weeks. So he can keep breastfeeding in that. But make him strong. I'm getting a little small taste of what's like to have parental stress.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't sleep last night, not really,
Mm-hmm.
because this kitten. So I can already tell it's just like having a kid. Well, to a much lesser extent,
It is a child.
it is a
so,
child, but it's not
yeah.
my child.
I mean,
I
technically,
understand
it's
this.
your
I know people
cat.
freak out online when you say having a animal is like having a baby, but I'm saying I'm getting a taste of what it's like because
Yeah,
just like a child would wake up crying in the middle of the night and you have to go
yeah,
take
it's
care
a
of him,
child. Yeah.
this cat would just cause a ruckus every half hour, and I have to go solve. And it's like a dangerous ruckus sometimes because my room is not baby safe because it's a room and I can't baby safe it except for moving everything out of it. There's a cable. He's a cable chewer. I have never had a cat who's a
Uh,
cable chewer. So he'll go up and he'll be chewing on my 3D printer cables and my TV cables. I'm like, that, you're gonna die.
oh yeah, you might have to get him a Chuto or something like that. He's
He
probably
has
just
he has a bunch of toys.
yeah. Well, we might have to find a certain. He might be have a
He's just
teething.
curious. He recently, I don't know, something, his brain went pop and he started to get the cat curiosity. Because the first few times I had him at the house, he just slept all day. Great, and all day, all night. He ate, slept, played for a minute. But he's stronger now, so he can actually. I have a kind of a high bed. It's about this high off the ground because I have bed frame, mattress topper, spring, whatever. He can get up the bed and down the bed now on his own. He figured this out today. So that piqued his curiosity, being able to run around the room. It's, oh my god, I'm gonna play it right here. I might pause the podcast and play this video. It's my favorite fucking thing I've ever seen on TikTok or anywhere else. It's like a cat cartoon, and it's like, no, I'll show you later. I was gonna show you now and pause the podcast, but I'm gonna pause it and play some of it here.
Yeah, play it there.
What time is it?
Oh, it's 3 a.m.
3 a.m.?
I gotta go do the thing.
Richard.
Helen, I have to do this.
Now we're back. It's so fucking funny, and it's exactly what he was doing. Every 45 minutes, he'd be running around getting in trouble. So, and also, I'm not sure how his bathroom schedule is, or if he knows what a litter box is in the room. So he wake me up and I'm like, what? I quickly get up, pick him up, put him in the litter box. He crawl out of it, doesn't want to go, put him back in. Crawl out of it, doesn't want to go, put him back in. Third time, I was like, okay, good. Put him back on the bed. Hopefully, he stays there so I can sleep. Um, and he was sleeping on the corner of the bed, so I wasn't worried about like crushing him. Maybe I know he'd just jump off the bed. He figured it out. So I was trying to feed him in the middle of the night, but he didn't seem interested, so I didn't do that. But there's a water fountain in the room, so he had access to water all night. I think he knows what litter box is now. But my girlfriend apparently doesn't deal with stress well at all. She, because I had to go to work last night, and she had stayed with the cat, and she was so nervous, texting me. Everything was going wrong apparently. She was like wanting to put him in in his soft crate that I have. And I was just trying to get her to calm down about it, and that it's fine, and he needs. But so today, she was still freaking out because she also was waking up in the middle. But I was trying to get her to go back to bed because I was there at work, and she was dealing with the cat all day at work. So I'm at night. It's like me, like you go to sleep, let me deal with the cat. Um, I don't know. She got life lesson. She's got to learn how to do it because
She's gotta learn how to do it. That's all you can say at the end.
yeah, I mean, I explained it to her better than that, but I'm like, because we've
Like
already
that
talked.
Homelander thing. Just do better.
Oh, I haven't
Just
watched
do
that
better.
yet. So we've been dating for a couple years now. So there's always been talk about kids and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it's like I'm explaining to her like this is a much lesser version of a kid, and you're not quite dealing with it as well as you could. So it's a good example. So when she
It's
wants
a
to do
good
something, I'm like,
lesson.
hold on, think about it take a breath, think about it. Is that a good idea? Is there a better idea you could do? And then I explain a better idea, and she's like, oh, okay. So I don't know, she got to figure it out. She's never had animals really as well, so it's like a thing where it's all new.
Yeah.
She doesn't understand that or she has never had the opportunity to understand like you have to discipline things and you have to teach them how to live, like teach them how to be a living thing, because they don't. This is like this
They
thing is
don't
like 3 months
know.
old.
Yeah,
They
it's a
don't. They don't
child.
know.
It's a baby.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to be alive yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's a baby. I don't know what you were talking about like before when you were like, oh, I don't want to piss off people when I say, oh, I'm taking care of a kid. The
No, no,
kid's like a
because
child,
they don't like when you equate having a baby to having a dog
but
or a
it's a
cat.
baby.
I know, but people online hate it. They don't. They like when I was a mother. They don't.
Yeah, it's a child. It's a child. It has the same thing. I mean, it's not the intensity of it is not
Exactly.
as crazy.
Correct.
Can you describe that to me though? Because it's whatever. It's the internet. It's whatever. It's the internet. Oh yeah, but that,
It's just fun to see her react to this. Basically, a child, and she calls him her son. She's like, "Oh, my son, come here." And I'm like,
no, I
there's a baggage with that word. You gotta handle it as
yeah.
well. You don't just get to say my son and then not
But
help.
then he shits on the floor, and you can't be like, "Oh, fuck you, rat." I'm like, "Oh, damn."
She was helping. That's not what I meant.
She was helping.
I didn't mean to say she wasn't helping. Oh yeah, I accidentally got a hobby.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm doing that Terrence Howard video. Uh, burning with passion. You know, the internet remembers 2 weeks ago, so I'm sure it'll get tons of views. It's a very on-topic situation. And to do that, I had to order a bunch of elements to disprove something that he said fairly easily. And so now I have 5 elements and 1 on the way. And I think I'm just gonna buy them all and make a little case for them in the shape of the periodic table. I think I'm gonna be collecting. I'm gonna be Ash, catch all them elements.
Mm.
Silence was loud again on that one. She
I
didn't
know
like
it
it.
wasn't good. Yeah,
Brittany
she
didn't
didn't
like
like it either. Yeah, she's the new deep disher now.
I
She's
heard her
reacting to
whining.
your words, and she's like, "I don't liking any of these."
Yeah, but it turns out extremely expensive hobby.
That's usually how they are.
I got 20 grams of radium.
I thought you were gonna say I got 20 grams of bromine, like bromine. No, bromine. That's what it was called.
Bromine.
Oh, bromine.
Bromine.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
Why? What's bromine?
I don't know. It was the periodic table. Everyone made a joke, and it's like, "You're my element." What element, bro? I was like, bromine.
Oh,
So
God.
stupid.
I mean, eventually I'm gonna get some bromine. But I'm starting on the left side of the periodic table because that's where he was talking about. I don't know where I'm gonna get oxygen. That stuff is crazy.
She's wild, bro. Oxygen. I don't know. I'm gonna get a hold of that.
And hydrogen, oof, there's like none of that in this earth. But
Hydrogen.
no, it was 20 grams for $35. It's like a little vial like this big. It's like a micro vial. And then some of them are radioactive, so you can't own them. And some of them don't exist for more than like 16 minutes, so you can't own it at all because it doesn't exist for that long a time. Like a half-life of like 22 minutes, something like that. Oh, a francium is the one I'm thinking of specifically. I think it has a half-life of like 22 minutes. So within like a year, there'd be no more francium. It would turn into lead, I think it turns into. I don't remember which it turns into. But it's kind of crazy when I heard that. That's basically like, that's what alchemy was changing elements from one
Mhm.
element to another. It was lead to gold was the hope. But that's weird to me that that's how it works. Like when you lose enough protons, yeah, when you lose enough protons, it just changes elements. So I
Yeah, it's
guess
a
it
whole new
becomes.
identity, essentially.
Does that mean francium is? I don't remember which one it was. I think it was francium. But does that whichever element it is that turns into lead? Does that mean that it's more dense than lead, and then it half lifes into lead?
I don't know anything about that
This is the
information to
science
give
portion
an
of the
answer.
podcast where we have
Yeah,
no idea what we're talking about.
I was gonna say it's a science portion between two people who don't know anything about science.
No, I know a
One's
lot about
trying,
science.
someone's learning.
I know something
Clearly,
about
you didn't
science.
remember the name.
I just don't know which one does what. I know francium is real. I know I couldn't buy it. That's all I know.
I only know is I passed my class. That's all
I
I need to
didn't.
know.
I failed honors chemistry in high school. Almost. You get so when I was in high school, you get for AP advanced placement, you get 2 extra points at the end of the year. So at honors chemistry, I had a 69 in the class, failing. Then I got 2 points, so I got a D. D's are passing, I think. Are D's passing? It must have been because I passed it. So I got a D instead of a F.
I think so.
D's get degrees.
I guess so. Yeah, if it counts, it counts. I can't say anything else.
Yeah, man, the mole situation. Chemistry was so. I'm not good at math in general. Astrophysics, physics, and that is like my favorite bits. Chemistry is not my jam. Which I bought myself a chemistry set for like 3 years ago for my birthday. Like the vials and the but it was to make
Mess.
high is to make high yield hydrogen peroxide for this have you heard of elephant's toothpaste?
Yes.
It was to make devil's toothpaste.
Nice.
You need high yield, like 90% plus.
Does it give you rashes?
Probably.
Gives you
It'll
yeast
burn you.
infection. Yeah.
It'll burn you. Yeast infection.
Anything with the name devil in it, it's got to be something cruel.
Well, the devil's lettuce is fine.
Oh, that's true.
This is
too.
weed.
Until
No,
you get
so
addicted
it's to
to it,
make
but then
a
it fucks you
devil's
over.
toothpaste rocket engine, and you need high. That might be I don't know if I'm allowed to say that online because like people make bombs out of that stuff.
You can Google. If they want to do anything like that, they can Google.
Give me a second. This is an important phone call. What's up?
Well, while he's chit chatting, I'm going to give you guys another question for the podcast. I know it seems a little tired, but actually, him and I were working yesterday, and
Okay, yeah.
we didn't get home till like
I,
2 in the morning, I believe. So it was dreadful.
Address,
But I hope it's still provided a decent podcast for you guys. With that being said, here's the question of the day. What's the most expensive thing you spent on a hobby? Because I know mine had to been maybe $500-600 in one sitting.
What was it?
Monster Hunter. And that was just for one franchise.
Was it the games, the books? Well, how do you spend $500 on a game?
The games, the controllers. When I was with my ex, I bought her a copy because she loved it too. So that was what, $260. Controllers are 90 each. So we're gonna 180, almost 200, 300. DLC included was like $50. That's almost another 100.
That was all at once.
Yeah, pretty much.
Close.
Close. All at once. It was still based on one game, one concept.
Do you consider filming a hobby for me?
A hobby? Well, I hope not, because you said you didn't want it to be a hobby. You wanted it to be a real thing.
Currently. Would you consider it a hobby? No?
No.
Career path?
It is a career path.
Okay.
Yeah. I think a hobby would be my stake on it, though.
Video games?
The way no. The way I presented that one skit to you, not one skit, but that one story to you, I would consider that a hobby because there's still no backbones to it. There's still no concrete, like there's no foundation towards it. It still follows more like cool idea.
So you consider
That's
video games a hobby?
Video games hobby? Yes, to majority of the extent, it can be a hobby.
My PC was $1,300, so that's
And then
the most.
Oh yeah.
Because I told myself it was for editing, and I use it for editing, but it's for gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real.
Well, you have to remember, a lot of things are hobbies. The question is, how expensive will you make that hobby? Because remember, sports themselves can be a hobby, but people make bets on it and work. Some bets used to be about $50. That's it. Some of them go for like thousands.
Oh, tens of thousands.
Yeah, tens of thousands just to feel like they win something. So, I mean, I mentioned.
Would you consider gambling a hobby, or is it just an addiction? If you're that much into it.
No, only if you go on visits, maybe.
But then
But
it's
at
just
the
like a
same-
vacation thing. It's not like would you say
Exactly, it's a vacationing with
Yeah, I wouldn't
into
say it's a hobby.
enjoyment. No,
Well, I guess online,
online could be okay, but then
play.
again, how much are you spending online?
I guess hundreds is my guess.
Exactly.
I've never played online poker.
I know gambling and hobby stuff are very. I mean, that's how they try to get away with it by saying it's a hobby. But I'm like, no, gambling is an addiction. Hobby itself is supposed to kind of give you a sense of calmness along with it. Gambling, I think, is just because it gives you that adrenaline. I think that's what kind of knocked it down.
Not my old. Oof, that's funny because I haven't posted there forever. My other YouTube channel, I'd say it's a hobby. I spent a lot of money on that. The Smithy,
Oh yeah, that's right.
a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that channel I've spent to produce the videos. I started out with just the camera that I had. I didn't buy a camera for it. But technically, 2 of these cameras were for that channel. So
And look where they are now.
I think I've spent $3,000 on that YouTube channel.
That's
With, like,
crazy.
probably a roundabouts there with like all the props and stuff. Which, by the way, I filmed that video. Remember the poppers we did for the?
Yeah.
I still have not edited that video all the way. I did a slow motion. Like I went to Walmart and bought more of those poppers. I talked about it on the podcast. I did a slow mo video.
Oh yeah, for that video you had, right?
Yeah, I still
Yeah.
haven't. That was episode 11.
Yeah, that was 11.
This
That
is
was
episode 20.
I can tell you
9
that
weeks
was
ago.
like months ago now.
The
That's
whole semester in
crazy.
school ago that I filmed that.
I don't know what a semester is in school now.
9
I
weeks.
haven't been there so long. Yeah, no, it is crazy.
The year didn't change, Jason.
Oh, I don't remember what the
I thought that'd be funny.
semester
Anyway,
schools. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll save some of these for my 2 weeks off. Do I have some topics for that?
Mhm.
Any closers? Any closing stories?
Not that I can think of. I mean, like I said before, I was mad about the fact that I got called out a couple of days, and then the days I did show up, there were like no shows.
Everything sounds good.
Yeah, everything still sounds good on my end.
Okay.
I just hate how tired we sound. That was the thing.
Yeah, that might be.
But
Well,
I already,
I got a new kid, so.
yeah, I got a new kid.
Daddy. Wait, well, oh fuck. I'll play it here. What's the Smiling Friends? Hello, Daddy. Hello, Daddy. Hello.
Oh yeah, that's like the Halloween episode. Oh yeah, go
No,
watch
it's the new.
Smiling
It's the new.
Friends.
It's a new season. It's not Halloween.
I guess they brought it back.
Did they do that daddy thing?
Yeah, in
In
the
the
Halloween
first season?
episode, he was losing his mind a bit. He's like, "Oh, this place looks nice. This is where my wife will be, and then he's gonna be my kids."
I did notice that. No,
and,
so
and the kids
it's
come
definitely the
in.
same voice actor because Pim, he goes hello in his, I can't do an Australian accent, and then you can tell it's the same voice actor because he goes hello, Daddy, hello.
Mhm.
So you can tell it's the same voice actor doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But Charlie, the yellow
Yes.
character, his voice actor, that's just how he sounds.
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah.
It's so funny that he has the most unique voice I've ever heard.
Yeah. No, I've been.
He kind of talks like this. It's like he talks with his nose stuffed all the time.
I love him. I've been watching his stuff for years. Him along with the person who worked on the soundtrack.
I wish I did because you know that clip, the infamous clip of him yelling about 9/11.
Yeah.
They hit the Pentagon.
Yeah, they hit the Pentagon. Yeah.
It's my favorite clip ever. This is a clip-heavy episode. I'm gonna play it here too.
Yeah, I think we're all in a fatigued.
Oh yeah, no. This was a very last minute, short notice, late night rendezvous.
Chris ran into my room and started shaking me and said, Lyle, wake up! You gotta wake up, please!
Lyle, turn on the TV! They hit the Pentagon! They hit the fucking Pentagon! Turn on TV, it doesn't matter what channel.
You know, I love it too. Yeah, because he's great at timings, though. He just knows how to do it.
Even streams.
You know,
On
no,
stream?
like no on YouTube videos. No, like he's the best example of like one work can help a lot of your friends. Because a lot of that show is based off his friends. You know,
Yeah.
all the voice actors are his friends. They were from Oni Plays. Oni himself, I believe, worked on the soundtrack. I can't remember which songs he worked in, but I also believe he worked on a few voice acting himself.
Hmm.
You know, it's crazy to think, you know, two people who like, I wanted to work an idea and to watch that idea grow and change
Yeah.
to the point that it became a show, and then the show getting so much respect and so much love that it opened not just 1-2 seasons. I think they got their third season. I think
They
they
got signed
got
for 3?
announced.
That's so good.
I believe so.
I can't wait. That you you haven't watched Rick and Morty?
No.
This new season with the hello, Daddy. They do a bit where they make fun of, and obviously it's supposed to be like Rick from Rick and Morty's character, but it's as if Rick was an incel basement dweller. That's what it is, the character with an angry brother.
Isn't that what it is anyways though?
What?
Isn't that what Rick is?
He's not an
Does he
incel,
live in a
no.
garage? Oh, okay.
He's not a basement dweller. He goes out, he does stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like this
I haven't
character
seen
hasn't
Rick
seen
and
the
Morty.
sun in
I
about
don't know
4
the
years.
information.
All right, well, Last week we had the worst podcast ever. This week we have the blandest one ever.
I know it's gonna be very mundane.
It's
like
hard
I
to
said, I
not
hope
because
those.
usually we have deep dish to like bounce off of and stuff. So to just us being alone, which the first like 12 episodes were just us in a room.
Hmm.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, like I said, we were tired to begin with, which is not a big step in the right direction either.
Well, hopefully next week. This week should be the cat's last week with his mother. Sounds really sad saying it that way. So next week he's gonna be just full time at my house with my new cat.
So next week, one of us should be fully rested.
One of us.
One of us will be fully rested. The other one, we don't know. We don't know who's gonna be who, but
When did you go to bed? What were you doing?
me, I didn't go to bed till like 4. Try to eat.
I went to bed at like 2, but I just kept waking up. Man, it was like 3. 'Cause I ate. I didn't get home till like 1:40. So I he reheated some food and
Yeah, no, I was just doing research for my streams and actually looking at computer parts, like because I haven't done it in months. I haven't even looked at anything computer wise.
oh,
And
that's
then,
what I wanted to end on. This was the clip that I forgot to bring, so I'll just play it here. And we're back. You said that you are worried about getting any technology because in 5-10 years it'll be obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty stupid.
But yeah,
No, put in the laugh track right there because
because D dishes in here.
I'm gonna cry. No, so I don't think that's a very good way to look at it because you'll never get anything if you look at it that way forever. Your AirPods are gonna be way outdated in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, I think you should bite the bullet, spend the 600. I think you should go about 600 for a PC. I don't think you should go less. Like that guy's video I keep sending you, he's like $300 gaming PC.
Yeah, but there was a lot of discounts that he had, and some of them were bundles, and like
I think between 6 and 9,
yeah,
you will get a good PC that you can game. Like he says it often. He does a $500 gaming PC that
not
he says
pre-built, right? You mean like parts wise
Parts.
built? Yeah, I thought so.
he says on one of his videos it was a $500 gaming PC and you could do 4K gaming on.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there was like a 700 one where you could do the 4K and streaming on the same system. I stream
That's
from
the one I need.
I stream from my Mac and I play from my PC. I don't have the same system doing two things.
Mm-hmm.
But
See, but that's the thing. I don't have a lot of room to even.
no, I was
do
letting you
that,
know
so
you
I
should
kinda
do
need
so
to.
maybe 6 to 7 to get like a good streaming and gaming one. Maybe
Mhm.
game in 1080, stream in and stream it as well because
1080 sounds okay. I mean, I think
I
a
only
lot
ever
of people
stream. I
do
never
it.
stream in 4K. But that's just honestly because my internet doesn't allow it. But I wouldn't. I don't think I would ever. Most people stream in 720. I would 1080 is like the max I would stream in.
Yeah, I was gonna say 1080 might be my best bet for the time being as well. Like I understand a lot of the big hitters do 4K, but that's because that's their life.
Yeah.
So like,
They get paid for it. They get
Yeah.
paid millions of dollars for it.
yeah, they already hit it big on their end, so it's whatever.
All right. On that clip, on that note, Jason.
All right. Thank you for coming down. It does mean a lot to us. Just like how I end all my streams. May you guys have a beautiful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a pleasant evening, and a peaceful night. Take care.
Bye. Oh my god.
I know. None of us got any energy from this. That's
Your voice sounds better this week. You lower your voice in the mic.
yeah.
So it's funny in like the 40s, all the mics. Part of the reason.